Detroit Lions. What are you guys doing? You guys are trending. The Detroit Lions are trending back towards old territory. We're talking Jim Caldwell days. We're talking Jim Schwartz days. You guys are going backwards. What are you doing thinking that you don't need your NFL rookie minicamp? That's absolutely absurd to me. This is your opportunity not to just evaluate your draft picks and look at your undrafted free agents, but this is a time to get guys in the building. This is time to get them familiar with the building, familiar with the coaches, familiar with how you run meetings, looking at the playbook. What is your practice rhythm? What are the small things that you're doing for treatment will look like? Why would you not use that as an opportunity? 31 teams did it, and you decided this year you weren't going to, and this is Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell sitting there saying, we're going to look at everything top to bottom, we're going to figure some things out and really try and put ourselves in the best position. And this was your decision? That's what came out of this conversation? Of the true deep dive was, let's avoid our rookies in the building. Let's not do that before the year officially starts. I don't get that. I don't understand why you would not take that opportunity. Again, this is an opportunity to show them the meetings. Hey, you got an offensive tackle. His footwork's not quite right. Hey, work on this. So that way when you come back for official OTAs at the end of the month of May, these guys can hit the ground running. Now they're going to come in baptized by fire. You're just missing out on so many things. And again, now they're going to have to show up to the rest of OTAs with everybody else and not have any of that kind of experience. You know how important routines are? Just getting even a little bit of a taste of it. That's why PGA Tour players play practice rounds. That's why NBA players go have shoot-arounds at opposing teams. Just take advantage of these little things. You get so few practices in the NFL now because of all these different rules. I don't understand why you are the only team out of 32 teams that would decide not to. You had a regressive year last year. Did you throw for a lot of yards? Yeah. Were you injured on both sides of the ball? Yeah. But things didn't look like they should have in Detroit. They needed to look better. And I get you had coaching turnover. But the direction you're deciding to go when you have the conversation of let's look at all these things top to bottom and make a decision here about where we want to go forward. And your decision is to not use practice days blows my mind.
He's up in arms, folks. He's up in arms. It is a tough look. It is very weird because Dan Campbell is the guy that, he's the guy that preaches, rah, we're going to get the team going. We're going to play as a team. We're going to work harder than everybody we're playing against. It seems odd, and it seems like perhaps it wasn't a just him decision. Here's where I'll kind of fight back. We grill these guys when they get injured. We get mad at them because they can't play on our fantasy team. They aren't in the game, and that kind of ruins the game if your stars aren't playing. All of these different little things, we got to give them a break on the off-season stuff. We got to give them a break on some of the stuff, man. This is a lot to put your body through. So if you're taking a little bit of the load off...
They haven't played since January.
Hang on. If you're taking a little bit of the load off, to rest the body a little bit.
Who? This is rookies. This is for the rookies. The guys that haven't played actually probably since December.
They still played in college, but I get you. No, I mean, totally, it makes sense. But I'm an advocate of the second bye week where everybody in the league takes a weekend off to heal up. I'm the guy that's gonna say, we don't like to watch injured football teams.
I agree.
So
I think
it's the little things.
I think a second bye week's important. I feel bad for the teams that have that early bye week or that mid bye week, like that week 7-8. That sucks.
Yeah.
But I think 2 bye weeks makes sense. Yeah, again, cut a preseason game, add a bye week in there. And I get that, the NFL owners will never do that because it's money walking out the door, blah, blah, blah. Sell a couple more jerseys.
Yeah.
All right? Sell a couple more jerseys.
Even if it's just make sure everybody has their bye week before week 10, and then what would be like week 14, everybody gets the week off. Or week 13 maybe, if you want it a little sooner. Just another week to again, get everybody healthy, get everybody back into the swing of things. And no one wants to watch injured football. We certainly don't want to watch teams with no quarterback. Like these are situations where even just like a concussion can take someone out for a longer period of time than you would like. So anything we can do to get these people, and maybe that's less contact at practices, things like that. Now, I know you're going to hate that one. You're going to hate that one more than anything. You think these guys should be hitting, wrapping up, tackling, going full speed every day they can. But
so does Dan
just
Campbell.
Something.
So does Dan Campbell. So this is
why
what
it's out of
shocks
character.
me. This is what shocks me. No,
right.
I'm all for the player rest and keeping these guys healthy in any which way, shape, and form. There is something to be said about getting your shoulders popped a few times just to get ready, build up a little bit of that scar tissue. But goodness gracious.